What's up, guys? So today I have an interview with one of my students that has been in the mentorship with me and Luca for 3 months. Guys, yes, 3 months, and he's gone from not knowing much to now seeing consistent results in the market. Again, he sends me texts every single day, and if you can see by the thumbnail, those are a couple of the, I kid you not, every single day he's sending me his results, sending me his wins. Cannot be happier, cannot be more proud. And again, we're gonna go into an interview today where we go over a little bit of what he's learned so far, where he started, where he sees himself in the next 6 months with the guidance that he has in the Discord right now, or in the mentorship, I should say. Guys, you don't want to miss out on this. It is a little bit longer of an interview, only like 15 minutes, but stick around because there is a lot of gems in there that you can learn from him if you are in the beginning of your journey. And there's a lot of stuff that I do actually say in there myself that you can learn from me as well. Guys, we kind of go back and forth. It's a great interview. You guys do not want to skip this. So, with that being said, let's hop into the interview. Let's go on in there. Now I am here with one of my students, Dakota. Again, Dakota has been doing amazing. He started the mentorship on April 1st to be exact. We actually just looked at the date, and honestly, guys, he's made some great progress. We're gonna go into a little bit of an interview with him, kind of ask him some questions, see where he started, see where he's at now, and again, from there, hopefully he can give you some advice, help a lot of you early traders or new traders out in your journey. Because again, he started at the beginning, I started at the beginning, my mentor started at the beginning. Again, everybody had to start somewhere, and this is his story. We're gonna go into it. Let's go right into it. What's up, Dakota?
Hi, I'm Dakota. I'm 19. I joined April 1st, and now I have one 100K prop firm passed, and I'm working on two other 50K Top Step accounts right now. I'm also working on starting a live account.
Okay. Oh yeah. Tell me again, where'd you come from? Like in the sense of how'd you start? Who introduced you to trading? How'd you find out about it?
I found out about trading from my grandpa. He was big in the stock market, and I did some looking into it, and I found day trading was a thing, and I started off watching Mamba, and then I saw Luca's name get mentioned in there and found him, and now I'm in his mentorship.
Okay, fire. And again, if you guys do not know, I am one of the mentors in Luca's mentorship, one of the head mentors. And again, I've been able to take Dakota as well as many other students with alongside Luca to again profitability. Truly, again, Dakota has passed, I believe, one, maybe a couple more funded accounts, as well as running up a live account right now. And again, he's still at the beginning of his journey. He's 3 months in. I don't know how much experience he had prior to that. And again, that's the next question. So, how much experience prior did you have? Did you have?
I started looking at it when I was 18. I started with support and resistance, and I was one of the ones that threw a bunch of money into a live account and blew it all within a few days.
I did the same thing.
Yep. And from there, I started learning. I heard about liquidity and then wanted to learn AMD, and now I'm here using that every single day, making my money, getting out of the markets, and going on about my day.
Okay. So, what do you think pushed you to join the mentorship? Like, where do you think you were going wrong to where you're like, okay, I do need to step out and get guidance?
Well, I noticed that the full move of New York session wasn't happening right at 9:30. And then I started doing some looking and found out about liquidity sweeps, session highs, session lows, all that stuff. And I wanted to learn about that and try and catch the full move of New York session instead of maybe 50 points, 60 points.
Okay. And in search of that, do you think you found that, or do you think you found something that is a little bit more sustainable? And what I mean by that is, again, like anyone and everyone has a different reason for joining a mentorship. I'd say I have a different reason, and again, that could be another video. But his reason definitely could have changed during the process of things. And I want to ask you that: did it change? I know your big thing was catching that full move, and honestly, he's been kind of doing that. I can't lie. So maybe his reasoning didn't change, and maybe he's really, you know, executing what he imagined at one point, which was catching the entire move. And again, what you see in your mind is what will appear in front of your eyes, and that's honestly what Dakota has been doing. But again, Dakota, let me ask you that question. So, do you think that things have changed now that you're in this group?
I think I found my edge. I did do a lot of Forex. I learned that pretty quick with the help to you. And I started catching 1 to 10 RR moves, and the most I got was 1 to 23 RR, and that was pretty crazy. And then once I got comfortable with that, it just kind of I still traded it, but it didn't fit my lifestyle as much because you had to constantly watch the charts. And then that's whenever I basically applied the same thing into NASDAQ and the S&P 500. And now I'm only trading from 9:45 to 11 Eastern time.
That's fire. And then, guys, I know you guys heard him say he did start at Forex and switched over. We actually went on depth in that in the mentorship, specifically with Dakota. Again, he has one-on-one access to me, and he can text me. And again, he does take advantage of that, which again, anyone should. But like I said, we did go over this a lot in the mentorship, and I'm kind of going off topic from the interview. But he made a really good point on the fact that again, sometimes adapting and switching based off your lifestyle and personality has to happen. It's a must. Again, that's why no system is the same, at least in my eyes. I could teach him my exact system, and that's exactly what I did. But again, he has, due to his lifestyle, personality, altered it a little bit, and again, is running with it. Why? Because again, he knows there's something that works within the markets. He's adjusting it based off his personality, based off his data, and he's refining things until it works. And it's working, and now he just has to continue to run with it. And that's what he's been doing. I mean, every single day, maybe not every single day, the majority of the time, he's sending me messages saying, I caught this move, I caught this move, I caught this move. And I'm like, damn, on it, like, you know, but truly, proud, honestly. But I do want to ask you one thing. What are some key things you learned in trading? And let's be a little bit more specific. What is a key thing you've learned as far as psychology when it comes to trading? If you really had to think back, even if it's something super simple, but something that was super effective.
Patience.
Patient.
Patience is a huge factor in profitability, in my opinion, and in psychology, because you can go into the charts looking at it, ready to execute, but if you're not following your plan, you're just going to lose all your money. And I did that at one point, and I learned from it, and it's helped my psychology out a tremendous amount.
All right, and honestly, guys, I couldn't agree with that more. I mean, honestly, I probably taught him that as far as patience, as well as Luca, but he's right. I mean, patience is key. Following your system is key. If you're not patient, you can't expect to win a trade, truly. There's a big saying that truly helped me get over my edge back then was when I first figured out or first heard someone tell me, stop thinking about the money and just enjoy the process. Focus on the process, focus on becoming better, being patient, being disciplined, being consistent. And that's the approach that I took. And that's the approach I'm teaching, and that's the approach that Dakota's now taking. And I know at some point, if he does want to end up stepping to that career, he'll be able to teach it. Why? Because he has a system, he's gaining the knowledge, he's gaining the experience, and ultimately, that lasts forever. That does. And again, I talk about signals and I talk about mentorships all the time, and there's a reason I'm doing this interview too, is because I really want you guys to see what it's like to be a mentorship student. And the reason I think it's so important is because I don't necessarily want to encourage you guys to be students, but within 3 months, he's learned something that has taken me and Luca collected over 10 years to gain. And again, that's nothing wrong with that. Mentorship is a transfer of data. And if that's what you're looking for, again, by all means, reach out. But let's go back to the question. Another thing I want to ask is when it comes to technicals, when it comes to actual trading, stop loss, TP management, what are some things you think you struggled with before coming into the mentorship, if any? Maybe you didn't. And what are some things that you think really were taught in the mentorship that, even if, again, were super simple, really helped you refine your system and get over that edge of break even?
I would put my stop losses way too close whenever I traded breakouts and whenever I traded Forex. I noticed whenever I would put my stop loss a little bit too close, I would get taken out and then it would instantly go into my take profit. That happened way too many times, and I learned from it to keep it at a key level and don't change it until it hits another.
Okay.
And my
Yeah.
take profits are always at key levels.
Okay. What about technicals? Anything as far as news? And again, if you knew a lot beforehand, by all means say that, because there are a lot of people who are in the position where they do know a lot, they have a lot of experience, but there's one or two things that are really holding them back. Do you think there was anything that you could really remember as far as technicals, other than stop loss and TP?
Um, Understanding how the charts actually moved. Because when you're trading breakouts, you're not looking for technicals. You're just looking for a candle to break a line.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Dakota 100%. And I agree, and I trade breakouts. And guys, you may be like, get out of here. But the reason I agree is because even though I trade breakouts, we have an overall bias. Even though Luca trades breakouts, he has an overall higher time frame bias. He understands multi-time frame analysis. Dakota now understands multi-time frame analysis, and that's what he's talking about when he says actually understanding how price moves, supply and demand, premium and discount, actually fully understanding what moves the markets, who moves the markets, and where it's best to enter and exit based on certain confluences that you do see or trends. Again, Dakota's been killing it. I honestly could not be happier for him and to what's going to continue to come. And that's where my next question comes, Dakota. Where do you see yourself at the end of the year? Based on your progress within only 3 months, where it takes people 3 years sometimes, where do you see yourself within the next 6 months?
Within the next 6 months, I would like to see myself have max allocation on a futures prop firm.
That's fire. And again, let's wrap it up with one last thing. Wrapping or pulling everything together. If you had to tell anyone in the beginning of their journey about your experience in the mentorship, if you would offer it, if you wouldn't, the route you would take if you had to restart all over, let me know. What do you think?
The route I would take if I had to restart all over, I would make sure you have a job so you can save up and invest in yourself, whether that be a mentor, whether that be your own capital or a prop firm. And I recommend getting a mentor because you are basically getting a knowledge transfer from 6+ years, and I'm getting it at the tip of my hands, as well as all of his knowledge. I get full-time access to it. Whenever I want to look back at it, I can look at every single thing that he knows and apply it to myself. And with saying that, it gives you somebody to keep you accountable as well. Not only your mentors, but your fellow traders in these groups.
Okay. Okay. And honestly, um, I would probably take the same route. Again, I didn't start with the mentor early on. Um, and I just want to rant for a second because, I mean, honestly, I used to not suggest it, and I honestly do now. And it's not because I'm in the position to teach, but, or maybe it is, maybe because I understand the value and the power behind being able to transfer data that you've accumulated over, like Dakota said, in 6+ years and give it to someone within a couple months. That's game changing. That's life changing in most cases. In some cases, it really depends on you. Though, again, Dakota is a super, super disciplined, patient, and consistent person. He's here every single meeting. I kid you not. And again, he's always texting me, always asking me questions. And I love that. Why? Because it tells me he wants it. It tells me how much he wants it. And there's a reason he's in the position he's in now versus what he was 3 months ago. And there's a reason he's going to be in an even better position in 6 months. Why? Because he has the guidance and he has the right system and the right plan to make that happen. Again, it's not only just about your system. It's not only just about, those little aspects of your technicals. Psychology is a big thing. Those little things that, again, take years of experience to gain can be a major difference. And honestly, I could say have been a major difference in Dakota because there's some things that, again, he's now applying that he may have not been applying if he would have, again, continued with the free route. There's nothing wrong with that. Continue with the free route, gain as much knowledge as you can. He did the same thing, and then apply yourself. And if you do need further help, yeah, mentorships. But I think this was a great interview, guys. And honestly, if you guys do want to go enjoy my Discord below, again, it's totally free, where again you can enjoy the community without having to pay for a mentorship, where you do have a bunch of other traders kind of holding you accountable. That's a super big thing, again, especially in a space where there's not a lot of people, right? There's not a lot of people with this mindset. And even if they do have this mindset, there's not a lot of people who last. Some people quit. Majority of the people quit. 99% of people quit. Therefore, having that community can really help you. Why? Because you know that these people are in it for the long run and they're here to win. And again, that's really the mindset and the people you need to be around. But to wrap it up, like I said, a great interview, guys. Thanks to Dakota for, again, being here and showing up for, again, another meeting, because we actually did have a meeting right now. I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed.